India is a land where spirituality and architecture intertwine, where temples, mosques, churches, monasteries, and gurudwaras are not just places of worship, but living embodiments of culture, history, and community. As part of the Explorer Fellowship, our team, Sacred Footsteps, journeyed across the country under the theme Sacred Architecture in India. What we discovered was not just stone and mortar, but stories carved in devotion. We started our journey in the city of Jaipur, where we visited the Hawa Mahal, the Albert Hall Museum, where we saw many ancient artifacts. There were many ancient sculptures of Buddha, Shiva, and other deities. There was also a mummy on the display. Then we went to the Ambikeshwar Mahadev temple, which was made completely out of stone and indeed an architectural marvel. We then visited the Koleke Hanumanji temple, which was a little far away from the city. We also visited the Jal Mahal, which was in the middle of a lake, on our way back. Then we went to witness the night view of the whole city of Jaipur from the Jaigarh Fort, which was really breathtaking. We then continued our journey to our next stop, Amritsar. We wandered quite a lot through the streets, tasting the local drinks and dishes. Then we visited the famous Golden Temple, the golden structure in the middle of the water and surrounded by the white marble and the hymns in the air. The atmosphere itself was different. The temple was shining in the middle of the water during the night. We also had the chance to witness the parade at Wagah border. To Shimla by toy train to the pine forests. The train passes through more than 100 tunnels and 800 bridges. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Shimla, where colonial and Hindu architecture coexist in its real beauty. Then we went to the Kali Valley temple, which echoed devotion even in the middle of the city. The Christ Church, with its neo-Gothic spires, stood against the mountains in silence. After visiting the church, we had to climb a lot of steps to see the towering red Hanuman statue at the Jaku temple on the top of a hill. The temple was really simple in its architecture, but there was a lot of monkeys on the way and near the temple also, which sometimes even troubled the visitors. Then we went to Manali, where the chilling climate was indeed a relief after the scorching heat of Jaipur and Amritsar. In the Himalayan forests of Manali, we explored the wooden wonders of Kathakni architecture. The Hidimba Devi temple that stood between the cedar woods mesmerized us with its multi-tiered roof and ancient carvings. The Manu temple on top of a small mountain overlooking the Bees River had not only a marvelous architecture but also mesmerizing stories to tell. We visited a big monastery in the middle of the city. All the places were crowded and filled with tourists. We couldn't miss the chance to experience snow for the first time in our life. We hired a cab and went to the Shinkula Pass to experience snow. At the Vasishta temple, sacred hot springs flowed alongside wooden balconies, showing us how wellness and worship can intertwine. At Manikaran, we visited many temples and gurudwaras. At one of the temples, there was a natural hot water source coming from the underground, and the people there were boiling potatoes in that water. Our next stop was the sacred city of Rishikesh. There we witnessed the architecture marvel of many temples. the sacred river Ganga was flowing through the city in its full glory. We had the chance to witness the famous Ganga Aarti at the banks of Ganga. We then proceeded to the remote villages in the district of Uttarkashi, in the state of Uttarakhand. We experienced the real beauty of nature. There we visited a couple of temples which were unique compared to the other temples we visited. In Delhi, we saw spirituality in its grandness and diverse forms. The Jama Masjid, with its sprawling courtyards and Mughal domes, embodied imperial faith. The walls inside were carved with Arabic quotes from the Quran. At Hazrat Nizamuddin Dargah, the Sufi spirit lived in white domes, qawwalis, and the collective soul of prayer. In the city of Agra, beyond the Taj Mahal, we visited a mosque beside Taj Mahal, which has always been there, enhancing the beauty of Taj Mahal itself. We also visited the Jama Masjid of Agra. Next, we reached the city of Gangtok. Gonjang and Enchai monasteries offer Tibetan and Chinese architectural influence. Those are vivid murals, tankas, and sloping roofs. The exquisite wall paintings and Buddha statues really catches the eye. The interiors are decorated with colorful cloth-like materials. At the Dodul Chotan Monastery, we turned the 108 prayer wheels and sat there enjoying the peace we got. Next was Meghalaya, the land of clouds, which remains our favorite state from the whole trip. We explored the famous churches in the city of Shillong. We went to All Saints Cathedral, which was built in traditional English Gothic style. We can witness the amazing architecture in both exterior and interior of the church. Next, we went to the Cathedral of Mary, which was also a 20th century church with lots of artworks, glasses, and sculptures. Next was Kolkata. There we explored the majestic beauty of St. Paul Cathedral with its Indo-Gothic style of construction and inviting architecture. Our next stop was at Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, we visited places like the Golconda Fort and also went for a boating with the Buddha statue in the middle of the lake. We also got to explore the monolithic structure and Qutub Shahi detail of the Makkah Masjid. Then we reached Hampi, the land of temples where every stone echoes the prestigious stories of the great Vijayanagara Empire. There we visited many temples, but the main ones were the Virupaksha temple, which stand high with its towering gopuram and intricate carving and sculptures, and the Vithala temple, where we were amazed by the musical pillars. We could also see the stone chariot that is behind the 50 rupees note at the temple. From there, we went to our last destination, Goa. Sri Mangeshi Temple, which contrasted both with its serene blue and white domes and coastal Hindu simplicity. We also visited the Basilica of Bom Jesus, that impressed us with its Baroque interiors and gilded altars. While St. Cathedral's Portuguese Manueline architecture revealed European ideals blended with Indian craftsmanship. Across 6 weeks and thousands of kilometers, we witnessed how India's sacred spaces reflect more than religion. They express community, climate, material, and memory. Our journey through India's sacred heritage was not just a fellowship, it was a lesson filled with experiences.